Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the GOAT, or the greatest of all Titos, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of all Titos or uncles around the world. Possibly a few, but definitely not all.
And now it's time to talk about the disadvantages of working from home. Hey, kamusta? It's your Tito E-Boy, also known as the GOAT, or the greatest of all Titos, and welcome back to my channel. So a few videos ago, I discussed about the advantages or the pros of working from home. And syempre, there will always be two sides to a story. And for this video, we will be discussing, since the first video was talking about 7 pros of working from home, in this video, we will be talking about 7 cons of working from home. You all know that I've been working from home since 2017, when the last BPO that I was a part of had to let me go because they couldn't transfer me to another account, since the account that I was on pulled out. So it was a blessing for me to move into the work from home freelance space, because it gave me more opportunities, more work actually. And as I've said in the previous video, a list of good reasons why working from home is a good idea. But for today's video, we're going to discuss about 7 things why you wouldn't want to work from home. Let's do this. One disadvantage of working from home is that you don't get to physically see your workmates. I mean, there is still that good feeling when you get to see, touch, and go face to face with a person. A matter of fact, one of my workmates that I've been working since 2017. Truth be told, we only saw each other. We only got to see each other face to face once, just because of our Christmas party. And that was back in 2017, and we haven't seen each other since. So for a lot of people, they like that. They want to be able to physically interact with their office mates, and they feel that they're more productive that way. So yeah, so that you will definitely you won't be able to get to see that when you're working from home. Also, when you're working face to face with someone, oftentimes work gets done faster in a way. Kasi nga, since you're working from home, you're working freelance, more often than not, you and your office mates, your virtual office mates, you're not working in the same time zone even. So sometimes when you have a request, it takes a day to get a response, kasi sometimes you're working on a shift wherein wala pa sila, tulog pa sila, or they're not even working yet. So if you're working in the office, then you get more work done faster. Another disadvantage of working from home is, honestly, you can't tell the difference between work mode and not being in work mode. Because your office setup is, like in my case, right beside my bed. There are times when I'm here on my computer, like doing my devotions or doing not work-related things. It sometimes feels like I'm still working. Whereas if you are in a physical office, when you're not in the office, you know that you're not working. And the moment you step into the office, that's when work mode begins. So a disadvantage of working from home is that sense of being in work mode. Another disadvantage of not working from home is not to be able to commute. And some people value that kasi it gives them the sense of satisfaction that they're going to the office so that they can work for their family, for their dreams, for their goals. But even the commute is already that you're psyching yourself up going to work, and commuting gives them that. Another disadvantage of working from home is you are not limited to the number of hours you're supposed to be in the office. Kasi nga, if you're working from home, there are some clients or bosses wherein they do not know, or they're not aware that they're already stepping a line, or they're crossing a line when you're supposed to be off duty, pero may email na papahabol ng trabaho, and they know you can't say no in a sense because they know that your computer is just there. So that's another disadvantage. Though, I mean, for me, I've already gotten down to a science wherein my clients know that on certain times of the day, certain days, I will not respond. So, but a lot of people don't know how to do that. They tend to say yes and yes and yes, and yeah, so it's a disadvantage. Another disadvantage is, like I said earlier, but I want to expound that, you don't get to see your office mates physically. Yeah. And some people need that, because if you're like, need a work, they call it a work bestie, work best friend, and not being able to, you can't do that in a work from home setup in a way, because you don't physically see each other, and you don't get to, sometimes because when you see your office mate physically and you don't feel like working, they motivate you, they tend to motivate you, they can push you, and yeah, you don't get that working from home. You get that virtually, but not like yung katabi mo tapos ipupushin na nudge ka, or parang, o tara, kape muna tayo, stuff like that. So yeah, you don't get that. Another, in a way, disadvantage is no OOTD. Kasi some people, they value that, they like that, they like the sense of dressing up for work or going out shopping for workloads. And I mean, you can do it here in a work from home setup, but eventually you'll end up parang, bakit pa? You'll learn na sayang lang sa pera, ganun. Like, I can work with this, and nobody knows. But some people get motivated when they have an OOTD or an out, they like it, kasi you get to go out in line with you having your work besties or your office mates. You go out together, you shop, you buy clothes, you buy accessories to match your OOTD, your outfit of the day. And one last disadvantage of working from home is that you don't get certain office benefits. Like, especially if you're working with foreign clients, or if you're working with clients whose offices are abroad, you don't get the mandatory government, and this is for the other types of the general work from home setups. I know companies now are embracing the hybrid setup, so that's good for them. But for the general public, most foreign companies do not honor or acknowledge the 13-month pay or the Christmas bonus. They do if they feel that you're doing such a good job. They give you a Christmas bonus here and there, but the 13-month mandatory pay, you don't get that. Or companies, I know some BPOs have this, they call it a transportation allowance, or in years ago sa Sykes, they have this what they call health bonus, wherein if you have reported to work an entire month na walang late, you get like an additional 1,000 pesos. And back then, 1,000 pesos is a big deal, pero syempre na medyo maliit ng 1,000 pesos. Isang 1,000 pesos para makakabili ka na natin isang kilong onions, ano? So, the companies are slowly embracing the whole hybrid setup. There is still that satisfaction when you physically clock in and clock out of work. So yeah, there's my 7 things I think is a disadvantage when working from home. Ikaw ba? What is your current setup? Are you working from home? Are you doing hybrid? Or are you working in the office, or would you prefer that? Let me know in the comments below. And now, we bring you today's Tita Joke of the Day. And the Tita Joke is, How long has the Japanese been eating egg? Or gaano katagal na kumakain ng itlog ang mga Hapon? A long tamago. Bye-bye!